Hello and welcome back to our new series of Conscious Conversations. And today I am so excited to be joined by my childhood friend, one of my oldest friends from Glasgow, Scotland, Tracy Levy Vallance. Hi, Trace.
Hi.
So exciting talking to you from California to Glasgow. And today we're going to be talking about how some of us during lockdown have actually found our passion and turned it into a business. It's very exciting. So Tracy has so much to share with us. She is the Mars Bar Fairy, and we'll come back to that just after this wonderful angel blessing. And Tracy and I are always about having a perfect day and having fun and enjoying life, doing what we love to do, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm going to start with a beautiful angel blessing from the book 365 Days of Angel Prayers. So this is for us and for everyone listening. Prayer to create the perfect day. Angels, 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 surround me now with your light and love. Help me to be at one with you. I ask for your protection and guidance. I ask to draw closer your divine angelic light, to align me with the wisdom of my higher self, and to assist me in creating the perfect day. Support me as I breathe in light and breathe out any tension, stress, cares, concerns, or worries I might have. Support me as I breathe in love and breathe out sadness, grief, loss, fear, and any emotion that does not serve me in this moment. Open my heart and soul as I breathe in this light and love into every cell of my being. And as my heart opens, it overflows with the beautiful, radiant, living light of my soul. With the help of you, my dear angels, my soul and I unite as one. I give my soul permission to create the perfect day, one that will serve my highest and greatest good. I am ready, fully present, energized, and willing to embrace a perfect day, and so it is.
That's
So,
so lovely.
Trace, pardon?
That's so lovely.
Oh, I love these angel blessings. So, I wanted to just have you share with the listeners just what you were doing before the coronavirus happened, what you were doing in terms of work, and then what led you to start baking and creating this beautiful empire of Mars Bar fairy cakes.
Well, I have always been in sales and I've always been a hobby baker. I've always made Mars bar cake, which led me to become the Mars bar fairy, nicknamed by quite a lot of people. So I worked in events laterally. I've always done business development, so it's always been sales driven. And I unfortunately parted company with the last company I was working for in February of last year. It wasn't working out. So
Which, yeah,
that's what
which is
happened.
great. It's great,
Yeah, and
right?
I left the company and I did some voluntary work while looking for a new job. And lockdown happened the week later, well, a couple of weeks later, as everyone knows. And a friend of mine, Sharon Osden, actually said, "Why don't you sell your Mars bar cake? Put a page on Facebook and go for it." So I did, and that's literally how it started. I realised that selling only a couple of things would be not great for variety, so the Mars bar fairy became the MB fairy,
Mhm.
and off I went.
That's so amazing. And how do you feel at the moment every day when you're baking? And I know that you and I sometimes text each other at like crazy hours in the morning, and you're always busy and you're always baking. So how does it feel? How does life feel living this lifestyle?
Amazing, like literally amazing. I, Thank goodness I've got a load of variety. I think if I was stirring Mars bar cake and stirring chocolate and stirring Rice Krispies every single day, then I would be totally bored. But I have such a variety and I have so many different offerings and selections and customers that want different things that I'm always changing. And as to the middle of the night, sometimes I'm sure loads of people have got sleepless nights. And sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I think, well, I've got an order tomorrow, so I'm just going to make it. Some of the things I've been making for such a long time that I don't even need a recipe anymore. So I'm
Mhm.
able to do these kind of things rather than the ones that are a bit more um, a bit more difficult and need more practice. But going back to your question, it's such a joy every single day. I love all aspects of it. I love the baking, I love the sales part, I love the meeting of the people. And when someone likes my page on Facebook or Instagram, or when someone sends me a message saying your cake was incredible, or even I got a card through the post, it makes me feel so happy and so grateful. And they say if every time someone has a small business, every time someone likes it, it's such a big deal. It makes you dance. And it is so right. It literally makes you joyful, like you wouldn't believe.
I so agree with you. It's like as I'm growing my Facebook page, my own Facebook page, the group, to inspire and share love, light, and joy, just what you're doing, but in a different way. It is so rewarding and it's so lovely when people are on board and they get it and they want to share it with you. And so there's a plug for the MB Fairy page, Facebook page, which we can actually post and then people can like it after they're listening to
That would
this.
be so amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh,
It's amazing. And I think that it's really important for me. I mean, I'm in Scotland, but even if you like the page in California, it just inspires others and other people realize, because I'm going to give you an example. At the very beginning, my cousin Stefan lives in Australia, and I got an order from a girl that lives a couple of miles up the road. I knew of her, but I didn't know her very well. Her name's Claudia, if she's listening. And she ordered my cakes way back in the summer. And I asked her, can I ask, how did you find me? And she said, through Stefan Levy in Australia. So the order went from 5 miles up the road in Glasgow to Australia. Well, not the order, but the connection. And
yes.
that's what is amazing about social media for me.
Totally agree. It is absolutely mind-blowing. And again, like when you have a service or you have something that you're offering, because of social media or because of the internet, it's literally global. It's a global market, and you put yourself out there, and you took the risk, as did I. I took the risk as well when I first started my angel readings for everyone, not just friends. And I was really like, oh my gosh, before I pressed send, I was like, oh, okay, I've done it. It's out there. And it's that constant stretching yourself and putting yourself out there. And even if it's not perfect yet, or even if you don't fully 100% believe in it yet, and then you try it and then you see the response, and you've had such an amazing response. And I've tasted your Mars bar cake in Scotland and it is so delicious. So
Aww.
So when you talked earlier about some of the recipes need more practice and they're a bit more difficult or challenging, what's an example of that?
Well, probably something like cake pops and cookie bars and things that I hadn't made before, because they're becoming kind of, I'm going to use these inverted commas again, but they're becoming in. So there's obviously trends within fashion, and there's a trend within baking, which I didn't know. I just like what I like.
Yes.
But recipes are changing all the time. And also, I'm sure, as your listeners will know, it's a whole world of product that I didn't encounter before. And I'm absolutely loving delving into it. And as you said, the Facebook groups, the same as your group, there's groups for baking and groups for business. And it's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal, the knowledge and the sharing and the kindness and the gratitude and the inspiration that everyone's got for their passion, whatever it may be. Yeah. And today I actually got my first order, plug for Pane Vino and Gift Nook, if you're listening from Glasgow. And the girl, Daniela, was so lovely. And she said, obviously I was in the place with a mask on. And she said, I can see the passion in your eyes. I was quite pleased.
Well, yeah, you are. You've always been really vibrant and really passionate. And isn't it so great that, yes, we come from a business development background, but then to choose something that's like a hobby and a passion, and then still have that ability to reach out and connect to people and put yourself out there is another one of your amazing skills, that you're such a great networker and connector, and you're able to put your, like, be the spokesperson for your own business, that you don't need someone else to do it for you, actually, because it's your own connection that you have with all the people that you know and that they know.
It is incredible, because even though you still have absolute passion, it's still scary. I still had to, specifically with this new cafe that I'm in, I still had to take a deep breath and think, Levy, come on, go in with your samples, which you always do, which I personally do rather than selling something, because I want people to try it first. But you still think, oh, deep breath. And that, I also think, fires your belly if you're a salesperson. And, you know, and also it's just that kind of initial nervousness. And have to admit that 2 nights ago, I delivered this morning. So it's PM in the UK. And 2 nights ago, I did wake up at 3 a.m. worrying, like, oh, is he going to like the brownies? And thinking about it. So you still get that nervousness and that excitement and that build rising, even though I've been doing brownies for such a long time and I know they're good. So
yeah,
it's so interesting.
And I was going to say that, isn't it interesting that when you're in sales, we've both been in sales over the years many, many times and done really well. But when it's selling someone else's product, we are so behind it. We are so into it. We're very successful. But when it comes to selling your own product, it's like you're wearing your heart in your sleeve. And I remember thinking about that little kind of just that duality of selling for someone else versus selling for me, creating business development for myself versus business development for someone else. You know, it's just so interesting that when it comes to something of your own that's really precious and makes you feel very vulnerable, that yeah, you still have the skill of putting yourself out there and selling it, but how different is it when you can champion someone else versus championing yourself? And I really love the whole concept of championing yourself and loving yourself and believing in yourself enough to share your gift with the world.
Yeah, it is so true. And I think that people start, you don't want to be like a big ego, because I think when you start, I was very nervous that would people like what I had given them. And I did tons and tons of research and tons of sampling. I've got quite a few friends in Glasgow who have got kids, and I constantly am taking new things round to them. And so because you always appreciate your friends are always going to support you. I'm sure they are. Everyone's got good friends.
Mm-hmm.
But the children will really say, don't like that, or I like this, and or this is X out of 10. And everyone has different tastes, especially when it comes to food.
Mm-hmm.
That has been incredible. And it's also, for me, I absolutely love children. So it's been another way to connect and see what they think of it. So you do definitely feel nervous of your own stuff. But it is such an amazing feeling. And yeah, you're right. When I get an order, I am so happy. And I was
Yeah.
always happy getting an order, but it's so much more than ever before. Like, it's just, I can't wait to make it. And so they say people put the joy into the baking, you know, it's filled with love, but it really is.
Yes. Oh, so wonderful. So I was going to say, so who are your clients right now? Who buys your Mars bar cake, and how do you create more? Like, what is it that you really want more of, and who are you already selling to?
So I have quite a few different cafes um, around Glasgow. And again, as I was saying this morning, earlier, not this morning, that's where I went this morning for a new order. So I'd like a few more cafes. I do selection boxes and full trays for people that want, like, so if you wanted Jammy Dodger Blondies full box, then I can do that for you. So I do privates as well. And I also have done quite a lot of corporate stuff, being Christmas for Christmas presents and individual parcels for certain people. I would love to do more of all of it, quite honestly. Mostly I'd like to get involved with corporate. I'd love, when the world opens again, to get involved with baby showers and
Mm.
parties and hen and stagettes, if they're called that in the US. I'd love to get involved with all that kind of thing. I also have just recently started doing postal orders. So I'm doing a little bit of that. With regards to the post at the moment, I don't know if it's the same in the US, but it's not brilliant here, so I don't want to be doing too much. I'm hanging back on that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a real world, and in the future, when I go global, I
Yes.
should say, there's
Yes.
the world of, you know, where you can see my mixer behind me, but there's the world of doing vlogs and videos and recipes and
Mm-hmm.
online merchandising, and there's a million things, but I'm trying to, I'm walking. I'm crawling, walking
Yeah.
before any of that. But it's great to have passion. It's great to have the goals and the determination to do it. But I'm not. I'm not keen to go crazy right now, but it's all in the pipeline. So that would be brilliant.
I absolutely love your vision. I just thought of Julie and Julia. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah,
Their
yeah.
cooking movie. But I just saw you doing these amazing vlogs and having the merchandise, and that is so exciting. I'm so excited for you. It's so wonderful.
Oh,
And
thanks so much.
you can just tell from your energy how happy it makes you feel.
Well, I'm always like this, except for I'm very more excited because it's my birthday eve.
Yes, it's your birthday tomorrow. So
Yay.
exciting. Are you baking
Yeah.
yourself a cake?
Well, I did say, listen, Mum, January, maybe you should be having carrots with the candles, but who cares? It's my
Right.
birthday. Yeah, why not? I don't believe in any of that. I think it's people should be eating in moderation for sure. You know
Mm.
what? Have the cake. Life's too short.
Hey, talking of which, have you got some to show us?
Oh, yes. It's
Let's see.
honestly wee bits and pieces, but just to show you, and excuse my fingers, this is obviously my own for my display, but this is this, I don't know if you can see it.
Turn it that way, like flat ways. No, that's
Oh,
it. Up and
there's like
down.
a load of things going to fall off
I
because
see.
basically that is, I don't know if you
Ooh,
have Biscoff in America, Lotus Biscoff. It's like a caramel type of a thing.
I'm not sure.
Well, that's brownies with Biscoff biscuit through it, and then a layer of caramel on top
Oh,
and
wow.
crushed biscuits.
Is that like biscotti? Like the ones
Biscotti, yeah,
that you
yeah,
dip
that's
into
exactly.
your coffee? Right, got it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a big, like quite popular here.
Uh-huh.
And the other thing that I just made today, that my husband said was delicious. I was quite pleased. I just was, and this is a little bit of the end. So, you know, it was just going to be for us for our dessert. And this
Uh-huh.
is a caramel apple cake.
Oh,
And it's got
beautiful.
apple. It's very soggy at the bottom because it's a lot of apple. When I
Oh,
say soggy, I mean moist. That's the right word.
I
So
thought you
yeah, that's that.
I thought you were going to say lemon. It looks
Yeah, no, no,
lemon.
no. I did make lemon drizzle, but that all went and sold. So that's what I've got right now.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to just very quickly lift a piece of paper just to wipe my hands. So that's my kitchen.
Oh,
But nothing's doing right now because it's 7:25 for me in the UK.
in the evening, yes. Oh, and what time do you normally start? Like, I know you said that sometimes you get up very early in the morning, but what time is your general working day for you now that you've carved it out
8:30.
for yourself?
8:30. Well, my husband's a lawyer, so he's super into being completely precise and prompt. So he starts his day 8:30, and that's when I start as well. I
You
like to
start
bake
using.
in the mornings because I just like to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll do my social media and admin in the afternoon and evening, unless I'm out delivering. So it just depends because there's certain days I deliver to this awesome lifestyle shop called Collab. In the West End, and she gets a delivery at a specific time. So on
Mm-hmm.
these days, I won't bake, but I try to bake, like be organized, that I don't bake every day, but sometimes I bake every day.
Right.
Just because it depends. I don't want to let anyone down.
And
So,
you,
you know, people want to, and I like to do fresh stuff. I don't believe in
right,
making putting it in the freezer. So
right.
I like to bake on demand.
And you're doing all of this single-handedly by yourself at the moment.
Yeah, but I have to say, when it got to Christmas, Stephen was absolutely incredible. He really helped me. Went to the post office with my postal orders. My mum came to help me at one point with all my labelling.
Oh.
So yeah, but I'm just a wee business right now. So
Hmm.
one day I'll hopefully be able to afford to like take someone on.
Watch this space.
Absolutely.
Nothing surprises me with you because you're so entrepreneurial. You've always been so get up and go. Your energy just creates miracles, and I'm so excited for you. So, how can people get hold of you or follow you? Let us know, let the listeners know how they can support you even more with this beautiful empire that you're building.
Oh, the best way is Facebook or Instagram. Instead of the Mars Bar Fairy, because it's too long, it's actually the MB Fairy. So THEM for Mars, B for Bar Fairy.
Uh-huh.
So I'm on Facebook and Instagram. If you type in the Mars Bar Fairy or the MB Fairy in Google, you'll find all my details.
Hmm.
Um, so I've got a Google page as well, and I've got a website, but again, it's just very new. It's just a holding page. So yeah, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter are the ways to get me, and it's the MB Fairy.
The
Yeah.
MB Fairy right
Yeah, so I'd
here.
love to get some more followers. So that
Oh,
would be awesome. And like honestly, any country, I just would love it. Thank you.
oh, so well. You're so welcome. I'm so proud of you, just as a lifelong friend, and
Ditto.
watching this, transpire is just one of the most amazing success stories from the lockdown, from
Yeah,
Corona, because
it's
that,
so lockdown.
you
You
know,
know, people said 2020 is such a bad year, but for me, I've been so grateful and so thankful for what I've got. I'm
mm,
so lucky, and it did push me into doing this, and I
mm,
absolutely love it. And when people say, "Are you going to go and get a real job?" I'm like, "This is it." Like I
yeah.
love what I'm doing, so I have to say I would, I just keep the chin up for everyone that's lockdown struggling.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's for me as well. It's been one of these times, it's been so unprecedented. And it's like, okay, looking at my life, what do I want to do? Who am I really? What am I here to do? What are my gifts? How can I share them with the world and lift the vibration and just share what I really want to be doing with my time? So I completely get it. And what a blessing to have had this transpire from 2020 and moving into the future to great, even greater success.
Yay!
Thank you so much for your time, Trace.
My pleasure. It
It's been
was so great talking to you. Thanks for having me on.
so great to talk to you. And this will be posted, so I'm sure people will be liking your page and getting in touch. Okay,
Thank you all so much.
take care. Lots of love.
Bye.
Bye.